Hi, everyone. So, welcome back to another episode of Luxe and Love, a conversation of self care. So, I am here with Kay. She is a hairstylist here at Sweet House, where Melanated is located in Pembroke Pines. And she's just someone, honestly, since day one I saw her, I just adored. I love the way you talk, I love her body waves in her hair. And so, I'm just like, you know what? Who are some people here that I'm like, that I actually want to have a conversation with? Because I just want this to be like an authentic, fun, good time. And I thought you were like the perfect person.
I'm honored.
So, tell the people about yourself.
I'm Kay. I'm a colorist. I've been doing color for 5 years now. I had been at a salon since I started 5 years ago, and almost a year now, I started to go on my own and really revamp and just do my own thing with my name and my business. And honestly, it was the best thing I ever did because I got to meet you and everybody else at Sweet House. Honestly, it's such like a beautiful place where like we all really do get along.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's awesome.
I know when you hear things about like how other women in the industry, they just like,
So catty and just
I
like,
haven't experienced that.
thankfully I haven't experienced that either, but I have heard some crazy stories where like not even other like people in the industry, just like other my clients like working with other women or other girls, and it's just like crazy the stories that you
Right.
hear about how like just mean and catty people could be
Yeah.
for no reason.
No, I get that. So, what made you want to become a hairstylist? Because hair to me, if there was anything in this industry that I would pick, obviously I pick facials, but hair, I'm terrified. I could never touch another woman's, let alone I haven't washed my own hair in 6 years.
Honestly, having like somebody wash and dry your hair like weekly is like, if you could do that, like props to you.
Right?
I would do it too. Um, what made me come into the hair industry? So always when I was younger, I liked doing hair. I did more styling when I was younger, not on myself because my hair is naturally like super super straight,
Yeah.
but my sister and my cousins all have really curly hair and they would
Mm.
always love to have it like super pinch straight.
Yeah.
So they would always be like, hey, like, can you iron my hair, can you blow dry my hair? So I would always do that. I had always done that for like a very long time. um I was in college and I was just kind of like going through the motions. Nothing felt like a love and a devotion.
Hmm.
And I've always been the type of person that I've always been a really hard worker. I've been working since I was 15 years old, and like no matter what job I had,
Where's
my
your first
first
job?
job was Burger King. Like
Mine was Outback Steakhouse.
like it's okay, you gotta start from the bottom, you know? Um, Even at Burger King, like I was always, we have to get the tables clean. We have to sell like, cheeseburgers. Like I'm just very like, I'm a hard worker,
Yeah.
and I want to do good in everything that I do.
Yeah.
But in college, I never really felt like that love devotion. I was very organized, but anything that had to do with school, it was just like not it. So after a year and a half of being in college, I was like, I told my mom, I was like, hey, I think that I'm gonna drop out and I'm gonna go to hair school. Like, I wanna try it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then it's like on to the next thing, you know? So I went to Paul Mitchell. And honestly, the first day
What were you studying in college?
in college, okay, so I was a teacher for over 4 years.
Oh, so you already graduated college.
No. I had my like certifications to be a
Oh,
teacher.
okay, okay.
So I was doing that and then I was getting my AA in education. I mean
Okay.
my degree in
Yeah.
education. And then before I graduated with my AA, I switched majors because I left the education route because I just felt like it was so I was just like I had no patience.
Yeah.
I was like, I love kids, but I hate the parents, and like I
Yeah,
just can't do this.
No, I
I
agree.
lost the patience, so I decided to change my major to sonograms. something on the complete other side. Like I remember telling my mom, like, oh, I want to be a nurse. And my mom was like, no, you're not gonna be a nurse. Like you cannot do that. Like pick something else. Like my mom was literally like humbled me. I was like,
Wow,
oh
mom.
yeah.
Thanks for having
But the minute I told her I was gonna be a hairstylist, she was like, "Oh my god, like I'm so happy for you. Like you
do
go,
my
girl.
hair.
Exactly. Do my hair now." I was like, "Okay." Um, so I switched my degree to sonograms. The minute I started taking anatomy, I was like, "Peace out. I'm not doing this. Absolutely not." So then, at the time, I was in school and I had two jobs.
Okay.
So I was working at a podiatrist, which is a foot doctor, and then I worked at a restaurant and I went to college. So I dropped out, I left the foot doctor, and then that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna try beauty school. Honestly, the day that I went into beauty school, I was like, this is it. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
It's a good, and it's just a feel good.
It was just like a feeling. You know that
Yeah.
feeling you get? Like it was just like everything clicked into place and I was like, okay, this is it. And it was the best thing I ever did.
But how did you know that like color was your thing?
So I didn't really, I mean, okay, so when you go into cosmetology school, basically cuts is a lot of geometry. I was never good at math, like ever. So once I started seeing like the shapes and all of that for cutting, I was like, oh no, like this is not something I don't get me wrong, I do lots of cuts, but it's not something that like I have a lot of colleagues who specialize in just cuts and
Yeah.
could do any kind of cut, like a pixie cut or a shag.
Mhm.
I could do like basic cuts, but I cannot go like beyond that
Yeah.
because it's very it really all it is geometry.
Mm.
So once I fell in love with color when I was in I always knew that I liked color just being in school, and I had worked at a salon all throughout beauty school. And then once I found my mentor, which was somebody who is amazing at color, that's when I was kind of like, okay, like this is what I want to specialize in, but I don't want to be average. I want to be like beyond average. I always said to myself, I don't want people to look at my work and be like, oh, I could do that. I want people to look at my work and be like, I wonder what she did to achieve that.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just something in school, once you start learning like color theory and all of that, that I was like the cuts, I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to focus on that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like, okay, so when it comes to hair, since I was a little girl, my dad used to do my hair. So my dad used to do my
My
hair.
dad did my
No, my dad was actually really good at it.
yeah.
And he always has this thing, like, tells this story literally to everyone. I would have, remember caboodles? Caboodles were like those, um, they were called caboodles. Maybe, I'm probably aging myself. So,
Describe it to me. I'm horrible with
caboodles,
names.
they're like makeup boxes, but they were like these plastic cute ones that was
Yes,
blue and they
yes,
had
yes,
glitter.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
then you would
yes.
pop it open, the mirror was there, so we'd have
I
all our
didn't know like the
barrettes.
specific name, but yes.
Yes, they would have barrettes. It was probably a brand at
Yes,
that time that was
yes.
pretty popular. I would literally have the mirror and like this. Like,
I love that.
I did not play, like, my hair since I was a little girl has always been
I
something.
mean, your hair always looks amazing.
It's so funny you guys say my hair always looks done, but I'm like, I wish I could get my hair done every 2 days.
Oh no,
That would be ideal.
I'm the same.
But I think because of my love and adoration for my own hair, I could never touch someone else's head and not be terrified, because I think about, oh my God, what about if I mess up this? My hair is everything to me.
Yeah.
Like, I have such emotional connection, even to the point, like, if I go get my hair done till this day and it's not the way that I like envision it, I will cry.
1,000%.
I will cry. I'll go in my car and I will cry. I cannot, because it's like, it's the one thing I just need to be
Yeah.
right.
There's so many times where even me as a hairstylist, at least for me, I've had really botched haircuts. Not color. My color has always been bomb. But I've had really botched haircuts. So one thing that like I always say is I'm like, it's just hair, like it'll grow back, like it's fine. But that's how I feel. But there are times where like I'll be doing a client and like I haven't even touched them yet. I haven't even looked at their hair and I already am like, oh no, like no games. I mean, I do not play games with anybody's hair.
Right.
But this one, I'm like, oh, like we have to like do a little prayer before, like, because her, like, it's like there's people who literally, it's like your hair is your life. You put one
Yes.
inch too many, like they're gonna go to the car and they're gonna cry and they're never gonna come back to you. So honestly, yeah, like I totally understand. Like it really is. I say things like, oh, like it's just hair, but like to some people, like it's really not.
It's so funny too because when I go to the hair salon, Martha has been doing my hair for 6 years since I moved to Miami, and I like won't even let anyone else just even wash my hair because there's other people at the salon. If she's backed up, she'll be like, "Okay, Megan, will you let?" And I'm
Yeah.
just like,
You're like, oh wait.
no, because it's just like, listen, if I don't want her messing up if someone else if you mess up my hair. Okay, we can figure this out together. Someone else, I'm never coming back.
1000%. I mean,
I don't know why I'm like that.
I've had multiple assistants that I like trained very closely, and then
Mm-hmm.
they would help me out like at least 50% of the service. But there were so many things that I would not let my assistants do. And again, it's not about like them messing it up, because I feel like as a colorist, you get to a point where it's like if you do something, you know what to do to correct it.
Right.
But it's also one of those things that it's like, this is my touch. Anybody else doing it, it's like, it's not really yours anymore. You know
Right.
what I mean? So even when I had an assistant, like there were times where I'm like, I'm gonna do this, girl. Like, can you help me do this instead? Like, so I get it. I understand. And
Why don't you have an assistant now?
I was in a salon before, so
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot more space. Um, and now I don't have as much space, so honestly, I'm fine doing everything. To be honest, I still did everything, even when I
Okay.
had an assistant. It was just for little things like, oh, help me blow dry, like help me wash, help me tone, you know. But maybe soon. But I've also had a lot of assistants, a lot of experience with assistants, and I'm like kind of like happy to like close that door for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's a
girl.
lot.
Preaching to the fire here.
Yeah, girl, it's a lot. So there's
Not
nothing like
easy.
doing it yourself.
Right.
And that's just the type of person that I am. So there's times where like in the beginning when I was training somebody, it was really hard because you have to thug it out. But there were so many times where I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Like I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to deal with you messing it up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm like I'd rather just do it. So I get it.
I totally get it. It's tough. Like I would say I feel like people don't realize outside looking in, I don't think that they realize how tough this industry can be
No.
and how if you're a service provider that truly cares, you are so attentive to detail and like each client that comes in is so unique and special to you that
Yeah.
you try to figure out outside of just like the service piece, but even just the energy within the space, like what this client needs. I don't know about you, but for me, like I can feel a client's energy when they walk in,
Oh, same.
and immediately I know like if I need to switch out music maybe or change up, ask a certain question or
Yeah.
ask a series of questions just to like make them feel better or kind of get an understanding of what they're going through. So it's like people don't understand, aside from being the actual service provider of just like the hairstylist, you kind of have to jump into this like therapist mode where
1000%.
how do I, as a service provider, where I need to provide a hair service, how do I also provide this unique, special experience to my clients?
1000%.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really like I think that a lot of clients forget that at the end of the day, like you're human too. You know, when it comes to like you getting sick or like you're not having a good mental health day,
Yeah.
but you have to show up to work and be like, hey, how are you? How's this? How's that? How was your trip that you took 2 weeks ago? Like it's not just about doing hair. It's
Yeah.
about being a therapist, being a business owner, being the social media manager.
Yeah.
Like it is literally everything. So I understand 1000%.
Oh my gosh, that leads me to a good question. Okay, so with that being said, do you remember a moment when you had to work and you were going through like the toughest, like, you just had a really bad day, whether it was like you're dealing with personal things or maybe something in your business wasn't going right? Like, how did you push through that day?
Oh my God. I think that this was very early in my career, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My previous boss, my mentor, she had just left on maternity leave, and I was kind of just like alone. Like I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't confident in what I
Yeah.
was doing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I just remember like doing a balayage and like it wasn't coming out the way that I wanted to. And I literally just left her upstairs and I was like, because it was like we were in Winwood, so it was
Uh-huh.
like a two-story. I literally left her upstairs and I was literally downstairs crying by myself. Like I was like, I don't know what to do.
You left the
Like,
client?
yeah, she was upstairs in the bowl. Like I was like, I'll be right back, girl. I'm gonna mix your toner. I was downstairs bawling my eyes out. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like she's gonna hate it. Like she's gonna hate me. You
Yeah.
know. Um, I pushed through by calling my boss and just having her talk me through it. Like you'll be fine. You could do this.
Yeah.
And I went up there and everything went fine.
Yeah.
And again, I was just like, at least for me, like I always think of the worst situation, and she ended up loving it. It was completely
Yeah.
fine, and I was here downstairs crying. Like if something,
Have you ever had a moment where a client confides in you and you start crying with them?
oh, all the time. I'm a crier.
I hate when that happens to me. And it's like, I, it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I will, this happened a couple weeks ago, actually. I had a client come in. I was playing, my nice little Christian music, soft vibes, soft girl vibes.
Love it.
And I okay, so naturally when I do extractions, tears come out of my clients'
Mm-hmm.
eyes. So, but as I'm looking down at her, I'm like,
No, she's sobbing. No.
then she just let it all out, and I was just like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" She's like, "No, no, no, it's not you. I need this. I'm just going through things." Girl, I started crying. I'm
I'm
like,
gonna start crying right now.
because it's like,
No.
it really puts things into perspective on like going back to the piece of what I said, if you really care about what you do,
Yeah.
your service is I know my services are beyond facials.
Yeah.
I know that doing a woman's hair is beyond just doing her hair. That woman
It's
could
an
be going through a
experience.
divorce.
Yeah.
She could be going through a change in career where she's like, I want the past to be in the past. I want a completely new look.
Yeah.
I want to look in that mirror and feel like the baddest bitch walking.
Yes.
And I need you, Kay,
1,000%.
to do that.
1,000%.
So my life is in your hands.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. It's really like,
Oh, it's intense. I'm a very intense person emotionally.
yeah.
And I don't know, I just care and I want people to put that care in too. If,
I'm super like that.
yeah.
Like I've always said, especially with my services, like it's not just about getting your hair done.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, especially for me, like if I'm going through like a really bad mental health day or I'm really sick,
Yeah.
I will text my client and like I've had a lot of like, just like outside perspectives and like asking people like what I should do. And like there would be times where people would just be like, oh, you need to lie because they'll never understand. And I'm like, yes, you could lie, it's easier. But at the end of the day, I could never lie to my clients because
Yeah.
it's an experience
Right.
and I have said it multiple times. There's times where I'm just not having a good mental health day. Like I'm really
Yeah.
not. And I literally would text my client obviously with like as soon as I feel like not okay, I will let them know. Hey, I'm not having a good mental health day. I really do not want to do your hair and cause you a disservice. Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, like at least for me, like it's a lot of money and like
Yeah.
it's again an experience. I would be like taking away from that experience from you because I'm not having a good day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shouldn't affect your appointment.
Right.
So there's times where I've just been so transparent and thankfully like I literally have the best clients in the world where they're
Yeah.
like, girl, take your day. I'll see you. Can you do this day? Can you do this day? Boom, 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 boom. We schedule it. They
Yeah.
come back, hey, how are you? You know, and I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. You know, just because like at the end of the day, like life happens with clients as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're, you know, you could have a client that's been with you for 5 years, you know, and then one day they're having a bad day. They're running really late and they're like, hey, like, can we just reschedule? Like, I'm not trying to
Right.
like rush with primetime traffic and get there and I'm like frustrated and flustered. Like, no, like this is my time to kind of just like relax and have me time because this is for them. I
Yeah.
rather just do it on a day where I'm not feeling this like chaotic feeling, you
Yeah.
know? And you as a service provider, you kind of have to understand with like your loyal clients as well that it's like again, just like I wasn't having a good mental health day, like they
They
might
may
not be
not
having one too, you know?
Yeah. What do you do to prepare yourself for the day to deal with clients, especially if you're like booked all day?
With me, as you know, I could literally talk to like the wall. So like for me, like it's just so natural. Like I really don't have to prepare myself for anything. Like I obviously going to the gym in the morning really helps set the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I really always go to the gym in the morning. I really
Uh,
try. Just because like there are times where like I won't go and I just kind of feel like groggy for the first like hour and then it kind of like picks up once my coffee like goes into my system. I'm like, okay, like it starts picking up.
yeah.
You know, but I really do like to go to the gym in the morning because that really helps like set the tone. You know, I'm
Mhm.
up, I take my time getting ready, you know, things like that. So then by the time my client sits in my chair, I feel like I had the
You've
whole
taken care of
morning
yourself.
of taking care of myself and then now I could work from however long it's gonna take,
Yeah.
you know.
No, that makes sense. I know for me, I'm usually the first one in this building.
You and I'm like, hey girl.
I'm like here. I have to be here at least 2 to 3 hours before
Yeah, that's
because
your
the
thing.
amount of stuff that I deal with in a day,
Yeah,
I need time to just move like at a snail's pace, just to
yeah,
go walk, get the laundry,
yeah, no,
listen to my prayer music,
1000%.
just chat with a friend or something, and then, answer some emails. But I'm like, I have to have that before even those lights come on at 8:45 a.m.
Yeah,
And when they come on, I'm like, oh my God, why are
yeah.
they on this early? I need at least
Yeah.
20 more minutes of
Yeah. And then
light.
you hear like tricklings, like little sounds, people walking,
Yeah, some
and you're
people
like,
are like, okay.
you're like, I guess we gotta start today.
Yes. So, even I'll come in here and I'll pray or stretch. Like this bed heats up, so
Yeah, that's
I'll do
super
like a
good.
stretch and stuff to make sure I'm just like ready to absorb everything
Yeah, no, it's
because it's so much.
it is
Okay, so what's your favorite part of this industry?
meeting other like not just beauty professionals, but I love meeting like other professionals,
Me
especially
too.
here. I feel like I was actually talking about that with a colleague that I saw today. Um, I There are 35 suites in here. I'm pretty sure I'm friends with every single person in this suite.
Really?
In Sweet House.
You're so
Like I
good.
just talk to everybody. So like I really love meeting like other professionals.
Yeah.
And just like talking with them, getting to relate to like different things. But also like meeting different clients and hearing their stories and stuff like that. Like it's really like again, kind of going back to what we were talking about, like you really don't know what other people are experiencing.
Yeah.
And just like you look at them and you're like, oh, like, you know, like they're just like a regular person. And then they sit down in your chair and they tell you like this crazy story. And you're like, wait, you need a documentary. Like,
Yes. Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, you hear so many stories.
crazy good.
What's the craziest story you've ever heard?
Oh my God, I actually just posted something like this. The craziest story that I've heard recently.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is very explicit, so I will not be saying it. But which we'll talk about after hours. But when the cameras are off. But one of the craziest stories that I experienced in my chair was, I have a client that's been coming to me forever.
Uh-huh.
She's in nursing school. She had one of her friends from nursing school come to me because she was sending me some pictures of her hair. Oh, some guy cut a piece of her hair off. Like, do you think that you could fix it? And I was like, just have her come in person. I want to
Wait, some
see.
guy. Who was this guy?
Some random guy that they went to school with, and they were like
Oh, okay, okay.
in the
Mhm.
class with.
Okay, okay.
So her hair was probably like up to here, and they were basically like pranking each other. She put gum in his hair. Like it was like a bad prank
Wait,
gone
how
wrong.
old are they?
My age,
Oh,
like
okay.
24, grown, doing these little pranks. He ends up, when she put the gum in his hair, he ends up getting a pair of scissors and like cutting a piece of her hair off. So basically, her hair was like all like long. And again, one of those people who like her hair was her life. Like her long virgin hair was her life. And he cut a chunk like this much from like kind of like in the front, but like going to the back. So she came in and she was just telling me the story, whatever. Long story short, it was crazy. That whole story was crazy. I told her to get extensions. Like I was like, unless you want a bob, like there's not much to fix,
Yeah.
you know? Um, but I think the craziest part about it all is that like they're dating happily ever after, like their boyfriend and girlfriend.
Did he buy her the extension?
He said he was going to. Like he paid for everything. Like when she came to get her hair like trimmed that day, blow dry, like he paid for everything. But then like just the way that she was talking, it was like literally like an enemies to lovers. And I was just like a month later, my client texts me and she's like, "Can you believe that she's dating him?" And I was like, "No, like I can't. Like this was too crazy. That was like one of the craziest things that I experienced in my chair. Like that was so
Insane.
insane.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was so crazy."
No, I don't have anything crazy like that. I mean, more so like personal stories of what.
Like clients tell you. What's the craziest thing somebody has told you?
Okay, so these are the hot topics in this treatment room. A lot of infidelity, um, postpartum, and I would say like midlife crisis, like career change or not
Yeah.
thinking you're not doing what, like where you're supposed to be
Yeah.
according to society standards. And the stories of infidelity are quite crazy to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, like I had one like listening to these stories made me understand why there's a show called Snapped. Because I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
You are playing with fire.
Yeah, people are crazy. But I
Like,
also
I had a client that moved her husband worked a lot, would be gone for, a couple months at a time. She met a man and moved that man into their home. Imagine if the husband would come home. She told the husband that it was a friend of hers that he was helping.
and the
That she
husband
was helping.
and the husband was just like, okay. Like, what?
And I'm just like, but it gets so, I'm just like, people go through such extreme measures when it comes to like, and it's a lot of like, these aren't like young women I deal with.
I feel like because
It's
I've
the,
heard so many of those kind of situations, I also feel like it's like one of those things that it's like kind of like an addiction where it's like
it
you have
is.
to continue because now you're so like wrapped up in it and you feel like that's literally like your life that like you need that like fire under your ass because if not like you feel like your life is just like useless, like you cannot live like a normal life, you know.
You're saying like people that
They eat it up.
that
Yeah.
are the cheaters.
Yeah, like it's people
Yeah.
who just like once they get like that taste, like they literally feel like they cannot live like a normal life where it's like, okay, like you're gonna be loyal to this person that you committed to, that
Yeah.
you got married to,
I feel like
signed your wedding,
right.
like you know what I mean? But it's like it's kind of like a toxicness, you know, where it's like you have to like have that, and if
That's
you don't have
why
that,
no people, and that's like this industry has taught me so much about the human race, and we truly are more alike than we are different. I don't know if you've ever dealt with like infidelity in your if dating a guy, but once you deal with that, like
who has it?
you know so much, coupled with being an esthetician, hearing so many different stories and women and men confiding in me and realizing like the mind of a person that cheats, they will always be a cheater.
Oh,
Nothing will ever change them.
never.
99.9% of cheaters,
They're
they
gonna
will
get better
always,
at it because now they have experience,
yeah.
so they're gonna know what not to do for the next time
I don't
and the
even
time
know
after
if
that.
they like, in what I will say, women are probably a little more savvier when it comes to being sneaky and
Yes,
mischievous and cheating. Men are a little stupid.
very.
But at the end of the day, I think the commonality too um, is the fact that they is the fact that men or women, they're just selfish beings. Like you're not considering
The other person.
no.
I just like never understood that because I've been cheated on as well. Like
Yeah.
it's just like one of those things that like I was just like, isn't it easy? Wouldn't it be so much easier like if I just wasn't involved? Like,
Right.
did you just want to fuck me over? Like I don't get it. Like you could have been doing this by yourself.
Right.
What did I have to do with it? What did I do to you to make you do that?
And it's nothing that you did to them. Because I ask my clients that
Of
are
course.
cheaters, they're honestly insecure, they're selfish people, and they just don't care.
Yeah. And it's like,
Like,
okay,
but it's a lot of insecurities that I think
it's
people
huge.
that cheat, yeah,
Yeah.
it's major. Because to me, I am not a liar. Um, and yeah, I'm not a liar.
I'm not a liar
And
either. I
I'm
think
not gonna
that
sit here and lie, especially at my age. I'm like 10 years older than you, but it just doesn't make sense.
I just think that it's like lying is just as bad as cheating. If you go have to go out of your way to lie, it's almost like if you're cheating on me.
Right.
Honestly, that's how I feel.
So it's just crazy. Yeah. The stories that we hear when we service people are insane.
Literally insane.
Okay. So a few fun questions. If there was one person you could serve it, do their hair, who would it be? It could, celebrity, obviously.
Celebrity, oh my gosh. Oh my god, so many people. Like, I love Sydney Sweeney. She's so cool.
Wait, who is that?
Sydney Sweeney?
I
You
should
know
know.
who Sydney
I
Sweeney
know. What does she
is.
play? Or
She's in Euphoria. She's in oh my god, she's in so many things. Why am I drawing a blank right now? She's in Euphoria. She's the blonde one with really long hair. Search her up.
you know who I love? That when you just said blonde hair, Blake Lively. Wait, you don't like her?
No.
Is it because all the stuff that's going
Yes.
on? Okay,
Yes.
well, I was not privy to that.
Girl, I'm a reader, so
And
I'm
first
like,
of all, I grew up on Gossip Girl.
I am Justin Baldoni.
But wait, first of
fan.
all, she won.
She did?
I think I read somewhere, or the case is dropped.
Because of her, because she was gonna get her
No,
husband.
hold on, we're Googling this. And her husband is so cute.
And Ryan Reynolds, they were all gonna go down.
Wait, I'm pretty sure that no, we're gonna Google this right now.
And then search of Sydney Sweeney. You know who Sydney Sweeney is?
Yeah, from Euphoria.
Of course.
Blake Lively lawsuit. Let's see.
What's the movie that she was with Glenn Powell? It's oh my god. It's oh my god. Why am I drawing a blank right now? I love that man too. I can't think of it.
Okay, so 6 days ago, CNN reported Justin, is it Baldini?
Baldoni.
Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit was dismissed. So his was dismissed. Now,
like his allegations.
Yes.
Like the allegations that Ryan and Blake were giving to him, right? Yes, that's what that means. If his
well, no, against Blake Lively. So whatever he was doing against her. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but wait, I know I saw. Hold on.
I'll still always be team Justin Baldoni. I cannot stand her ever. I never even watched Gossip Girl either. But there was just like too many things. Her hair is beautiful though.
Oh my god.
But there were just too many things that came out and it just gave me an ick and I never saw her the same ever again.
Okay. So, In the legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, the judge dismissed Baldoni's lawsuit against Lively, thus granting a victory to Lively. According to legal news outlets, Baldoni had sued Lively for defamation, but the judge ruled that Lively's accusations of sexual harassment made in her own legal complaint were protected under the law and could not be biased of defamation claims. So maybe, oh, okay. So the dismissal also applied to Ryan Reynolds and the New York Times, as they were also defendants in Baldoni's lawsuit. I mean,
It was just messy.
whatever. It seemed like it was really messy.
It was messy.
I didn't get into it, but that's so funny. I brought her up. I just think about I love her hair. And
Her hair is very pretty though.
Yeah.
I will say the truth, which is that's the truth. Her hair is very pretty. Search up Cindy Sweeney, please.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause
let me see her
I
face.
cannot believe you.
I'm sure if
who
I see
Cindy
her
Sweeney
face, I'm
is.
not really hip with pop culture unless you're like.
And I mean, you have to know who she is.
Pretty sure I do once I see her face. Oh, look, I type in, it's like they're listening. Oh, yes, girl, I've seen her.
Her hair is stunning.
Yeah,
So good.
this is a good hair.
Yes. Her, I would love, and just like to meet her, she seems like such a girl's girl.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, who would I want to do a facial on? I don't want to sound cliche, but Beyonce. She
Beyonce's
seems
queen.
like she would be fun. Or you know what? No, Nia Long. I don't know if you know who Nia Long is,
I
but
feel like I do.
she would definitely be someone I would love to do a facial on.
It's that
and
they
just,
all
like,
have like perfect skin.
I know, because they get like all these treatments,
Yes.
which is exciting. Okay,
So
so
exciting.
what do you do for yourself for self-care?
I love to read. I love
Oh,
reading
that's
books.
it.
I love reading books. I really like coloring.
Do you like to do your own hair?
I don't do my own hair.
Okay, someone else does it.
Someone else does my hair. I have someone who cuts my hair. He's a cutting specialist actually. That is my guy. Love him. And when I did color my own hair, I never did it myself. My mentor did it for me. I've been all the colors of the rainbow, so it got to
What's the craziest color?
pink and orange at the
Really?
same time. Yes.
One side pink, one side orange.
It was like a mix. It was. I have to show you a picture. It was so good. It was actually It was actually my favorite hair that I ever had.
Why don't you wear it again?
I'm really enjoying not doing anything to my hair at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm really just like such a low maintenance person.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I want to worry about is like, oh, I need to get my roots done.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it.
I actually can't wait to become a high maintenance person.
Really?
Yeah, I just want all the treatments. I want all the nuts.
I do all of
everything
that.
beauty.
I feel like when it comes to like
everything.
my facials, my nails, like my hair, I do my hair every 2 months. I do my nails twice a month. I get my facials every 2-3 months. Like that, I'm very high maintenance. But doing my own hair, like actual act of like, oh, a root touch up would send me in a faraway place.
I actually don't like sitting in the salon for my color touch-ups, but whatever.
Even when I would get my hair done, like my hair would take 6-7 hours. So I would be like, girl, put the lamp on me, like let's go. Like hurry up, I don't want to sit here.
Yeah.
Like she would finish the last foil and I'm like, we're done. She's like, I'm done foiling. I'm like, okay, so put the lamp on, I don't want to like fry it, burn it, I don't care.
I totally get that. Yes, it's
sitting in the chair is
sitting
not
in the
fun.
chair, it's not fun. It's so funny that you think that too, because I'm just like, people are like, wouldn't you? Even I don't have anyone that does my facials. I do my own facials.
But that's different.
I'm just so scared for someone to touch my face.
At least for me, like when it comes to cuts, I've already gotten so butchered with cuts that I'm like, this is like, this is the only time that I've ever been like, you could do whatever you want and I trust you. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because before I would be like, okay, I want this. And they're like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I want. Like, okay. End up with like a bob this short. So now I'm actually able to like relax when I get my hair done.
Exactly. Okay, so so you have a suite here at Sweet House, and what's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal
in the next like 5 years.
5 years. Hopefully less than 5 years, but I want to have my own place.
Do you see like big salon?
No, I worked in 2 commission salons, so having that experience really showed me that that is something that I do not want. There are so many successful people who have commission salons, but that's not something that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to manage people. I don't want to be in charge of anybody. I want to go into work, do what I love, which is hair, and leave. And you pay me what you pay me, and that's it, you know? I definitely want to have my own place where I have people who rent for me.
Okay.
Obviously, like hairstylists, I wouldn't mind like having a facial girl or like somebody that does brows, you know? But strictly just renters, like
Yeah.
this is your business. We're all coming together to like have fun and be in like one beautiful space
Yeah.
and have like, you know, good energy, good time. But like I don't want to be in charge of you. You want to go on vacation, like do as you please. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just
No.
give me your rent money and
Yeah. I understand. No, as someone that it's not fun managing people, and I realize that's like not something I want to do.
Yeah.
Either. Well, you're always doing content, so you need to like be like the expert in colors. And like, would you teach classes?
You know, that's actually not in the cards for me.
I feel like you have the personality
I
to.
feel like a lot of people have asked me that. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had multiple people come and kind of like shadow me, and I don't. They say that I'm well at teaching it, and I don't mind teaching it, but I just feel like when it comes to like actually teaching, it's not something that like I have like such a love and devotion for. Where I've
Right.
gone to classes and I've seen people be so in love with it and also just like teach such a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's something that like I've never wanted to do because I also feel like every head is different. So it's just something that it's like you could do some one thing on one person, but it's not going to look like that on somebody else, even if you do the exact same thing that I did. You know?
Yeah.
It just depends, you know? So it's just not something that I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
I want to be like a hair influencer.
Yeah.
Like I want like these major brands like Schwarzkopf, Redken, Matrix, like fly me out, do whatever. Like I'll be your puppet. Like whatever you want me to do, I don't care. I'll do it. That's what I want to do. But yeah,
Yeah. No, I could see you do that. And
that's what brings me joy, doing those content like videos. You know,
right.
not so much the education route.
No, I don't like teaching either.
I just feel like it's very saturated as well. Like everybody, especially in this industry, like everybody does that, you know?
Yeah.
So I also like setting myself aside and just being like different than everybody else, you know?
Right. No, that makes sense. I'm not a fan of teaching
Yeah.
either. If it's kids,
Yeah.
adults, no.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm like, yeah, no.
I just
I don't
also
like it.
feel like worth ethic and like it just has so many variables. And
Yes.
it's like, yeah.
I get too my expectations. I don't like
And I'm just like I'm a Virgo, so I'm very like I only see things black and white. It has to be this way. You cannot do it sideways. No, no, no. It needs to be a straight line. But like, oh, you can get to that point.
Right.
Even if you do, no, no, it's wrong to me.
I know,
No.
I totally get that. It's challenging.
Very.
Especially when you feel like, no, you need to do it this way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
you can't be like that in this industry.
And I
because
learned that.
everyone has their own.
Yeah. And I learned that the hard way. With my first assistant, like it was like I felt so bad for her. Like I was like, I'm so like after she left, like I was just like, hey, like I'm so sorry. Like I was never mean to her, you know? But it was just like one of those things that it was like I couldn't see in any other color other than black and white.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, hey, like
And that's the thing. I've grown a lot too over the years of just like
you grow
allowing
and
people
you learn.
to kind of do their thing, but it's that control piece of like what
It's
your
also different when it's
clients
your business and your
Yeah.
name, you know, so that's very important, you know, because like at the end of the day, word of mouth is everything. And one bad experience, that's something that I learned as well, you know, like one bad experience, like,
like.
you know, when it comes to like a client, like one client will like one bad experience with a client will be told to 10 other people and one good experience will be told to two other people. You know what I mean? So it really is like you have to be a therapist, you have to be a mom, you have to literally social media manager, like business owner, everything. You really have to be all of the things.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
It is. But you're all of the things and you do it really well.
Oh my God, stop.
You do. And you have time to pass us little cafecito.
Yes.
So I appreciate you. And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you for coming on
Oh my
this.
God, no, this was literally like, if we could stay talking forever, like we
I know I
could.
could, but Jason, I told him 30 minutes and I
He's like, he's
I
in there, he's like, the time is ticking, like, let's go, girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell the people where to follow you, where they can find you.
I am on Instagram and TikTok at Create with K, 2 A's. And yeah, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. That's like the two main things. So yeah.
Yeah, your content
I
is
can't
so
wait to
good.
see you.
Make sure you follow her, and she does the best. But wait, are they beach waves or body waves? What do you call them?
It's beach waves.
Okay, she does the best beach waves, and I'm so like you. Literally, the only one that can get it right. I have not met anyone else that can get it right, so I appreciate that.
Thank
a
you.
lot.
I can't wait to see yours.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Luxe and Love. Make sure you subscribe to the Melanated Beauty Spa YouTube channel. Follow us on IG and TikTok, and we will see you again next week.